What's up, guys? It's Richie Rich back yet again, and in this video, to Richie Rich's 5 1 2 3 4 5 year reflection. Be sure to check this out. To 2019. So in 2019, my goal was not just to go to Miami, it was to move there. You know, I've been fed up with UK for about a number of years. You know, just the culture, the way the people behave. As I said, UK is not my jam. So I devised this plan early in 2019, wrote it down as I always do my plans of escaping the UK once and for all. Remember at this time in 2019, job-wise, I was working in a gym. Again, another gym. Can't keep a job long time, you know. So I was working at a gym, and this gym was very calm because I was allowed total freedom. I only had to come in and teach classes and, you know, give inductions to members. So I was total freedom, and I met a good few friends from that gym who I'm still friends with today. You know, and they still give me advice and tips for not just like in the fitness, but in just like, you know, moving forward in life. You know, the idea to get Miami is a very difficult task, you know, especially from someone on like pretty much like the other side of the world, you know. And as I mentioned before, like my family is notorious for, you know, these toxic family members are notorious for not supporting, you know, the youth trying to get the dreams, you know. So I knew I had to do this all by myself, like I've always done before. Imagine like I was at the gym and I went back into retail, you know, for almost like 6-7 years. I didn't touch retail because I know how bad retail was and can be. Spent pretty much from working in the gym, I worked in Selfridges, Skechers, Mango, and a couple of restaurants, you know, all back to back. And going into retail, like going through Skechers and Mango, they give you that name card just over there and say, yeah, Richard, I'm here to help you today, you know. And it was like, you know, taking shit, and you just wanted to kind of use a Pokeball and throw it back at them. But I never gave up, you know. Whilst I was inside there, you know, I was just still, you know, I had my urge again to work on my YouTube videos. I was training my ass off, you know, doing like calisthenics, you know, just like you know, heavy weight training, you know. So the physique I took to get to Florida was, you know, I mean, it was pretty impressive, you know, because I went in the summer of 2019 and I was just like, man, like if I'm able to pull this off, anything's possible. Because you don't know how many times like I got like in the retail was like because I went from Skechers, Selfridges to Skechers to Mango. How many times I had to deal with like just the BS, the political environment, the shit pay. And I was like, no matter what, I'm going to Miami. I told even the boss, August, I'm out. Put down the calendar, Richie is out. So I arrived at MIA, spent some time in Atlanta, then I went to Orlando, Florida. So it was kind of like a round trip, you know. Then from Orlando, I went, you know, back to Miami and that. And words cannot describe the energy and the friendliness and the openness of just being out there. You know, it's like you see movies and it always feels like this is a movie, you know. I'll never be a part of this film, you know. It actually felt I was in like a kind of Hollywood film, you know, because I spent a good time at Disney Springs in Orlando, you know. So Disney Springs was just like outside of the Disney World, you know, so you can go there and it's got like you know, props that they've used in movies. It's got like history of like where, you know, Disney's, you know, origins and that, you know, famous antiques, you know. And it was just like a very, very kind of like, it was so heartwarming because I was in Miami in 2015, but I was always like thinking of it as, you know, even when I was a kid, you know, because I was a big Disney fan. Aladdin is one of my favorite movies of all time, you know. And to finally get there and knowing that I had to get there by myself because no one else was going to do it for me, it meant it meant the experience was even more pleasurable. I became so paranoid of like getting to Florida, you know, doing all these like bullshit retail jobs, paying this crazy rent, paying this money on the transport, and then like putting some money back to obviously get to Florida. I wasn't able to save enough money, and I remember I never bought a return ticket because I just bought a one-way ticket and was like, F it, you know, we'll see what happens when I get there. And you know, I ended up getting there, and like within, because I was there for about 3 weeks, money was rinsed, and it was really disheartening where I came to the point at the end that no one was gonna help me again, you know, broke as a joke, and I basically had to start over again. You know, I end up, what the plan was originally that time, so this is like nearly a fall of 2019, you know, into these days it's very difficult for residents if you don't have like a green card or only like kind of approval, you know, someone to sponsorship to get you over there. It was very difficult, so I started to turn my sights back to like Canada, you know, to focus on getting to Canada. What do I need to do? What do I need to kind of put together in order for me to get there successfully and never have to return back to the UK? You know, so I remember like I got another job, and yeah, I got like a job in a Japanese restaurant of all places, and I remember going there and I just had to kind of turn my brain off and just talk to these customers. In my mind I'm just saying, okay, Christmas time, all right, like I gotta go Canada, you know. And as I tell you about like that paranoia that I had when I went to Florida, it was increased exponentially when I went to Canada in Christmas, because I felt when I was in Florida I had already got out. You know, if I had just a certain amount, if I had like a couple of G's, I could have just rent a place and just wait, slowly make my way into the USA, you know, like kind of books and that, and do my stuff, you know what I mean, just like work under the table jobs and that. And when I came back again and had to start again, it was like I was just being myself to get to Canada, you know. And because I was so anxious to go there, you know, I ended up, you know, making costly mistakes. Successfully got to Canada. You're not paying rent, let's kind of use you. The village woman, so you know, my cousin's mother, some killer croc, dino crisis, crocodile looking woman, you know, she would sometimes just take me to do her errands. You know, she was like a lot of the typical Africans, you know, women, you know, West African women especially. She was in that kind of trade business of taking goods and sending them back home. You know, saw her in UK, saw her even in like Florida, that mentality of how they can make money. So I used to go with her to these places. Just if I was in the place just trying to apply for jobs in Canada, I had to go with her to all these around the Ontario region. Go with her, and it's like you couldn't say no, because again, she's like, you're like a guest and you have to do what you don't have any kind of authority when position, you know. So I was legit just forced to kind of heed to these tasks and that. And I remember I spent like a good 6 weeks, I could see my eyes, I was getting stressed. You know, I couldn't even think of doing videos, so I just took a break. You know, that place is so gloomy. It was like a basement of a cathedral, you know, and I was just kind of like, man, I'm in Canada, but I'm in this place and it sucks, but I cannot dare say anything because I had no place to go. You know, I really wanted to save money whilst I'm in Canada, because I remember what happened to me in Florida, you know. So the only positive thing was in that month, in that 6 weeks I was with them in that place, I was applying for jobs in Canada, and it just so happened I was not able to get one but 2 jobs in 2 different gyms, you know. And it's peace to fingers.